We here, y'all. Oh my goodness, another week. I know y'all missed us. But I hope y'all had a great weekend. We are live, full in effect. It's a new day. Listen, oh man, weekend was great.
Yeah.
The upcoming weekend is going to be great. His wifey's
Mhm.
birthday, and guess what, guys? We got a treat for her. She don't even know though. But listen, enough of all that. Lady T, how was your weekend? How
It
was
was
your week? Because you know we done
great.
it Wednesday. We done. How was your week? The rest of
It
your
was
week? What's
great.
up? Talk to us.
It's been great. Every day has been a little slow, then a little fast, and then, a little bit of relax, and then a little bit of rush. But I'm still here. I haven't lost my sanity. So that's a
Okay?
blessing to me.
Listen, that's what we want. That's what we want. We here, y'all. We here. Listen, I know you guys missed us. Come on, man. Listen, don't be shy. Hit that like button. Let us know you missed us, because no, we here. That's what we here for. We are here to let you know that we truly love you and we want you to be encouraged. Not only want you to be encouraged, listen, we want you to have a good time in here. That's what we want. This is the time we have open conversations. Yes, God, sometimes we talk about God, but listen, we talk about real life stuff, real life conversations that's going to inspire you to begin to start to change your mind, change your perspective. Come on, y'all. Listen, that's what we here for. No, we listen. We not doing that negative energy. We want positive energy. We want you to be uplifted. We want you to be inspired. What's up, Allison? You know, that's one of our lovely fans right now. Yo,
Hey,
she's awesome.
Allison.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what we want you to do. We want you to be inspired. We want you to be encouraged. Um, and some people, can be, upset about sometimes the conversation, but we're not here to do that. We definitely here to try to encourage you. You know what I'm saying? This is a safe place, very transparent with you guys. Also, we try to be somewhat vulnerable. We're real discreet about it, but we're vulnerable because that's what some people want vulnerability. And we are here to, like I said, uplift you, encourage you. Without further ado, Lady T, I want you to tell us what the topic is today. Tell us, because it's juicy, y'all. I'm telling you. And tomorrow, oh my goodness, get your thinking cap on for tomorrow. But Lady T, tell us know. Take it away, Lady T.
Okay. So I've been hearing a lot of people going through a lot of past that is real dark, traumatic, right? Even what's going on in the world, everywhere it seems like a dark place in life. So I'm like, the question of how do you heal from the dark past, the dark trauma? I've questioned that. And I let that sit because there are so many people in the world that have gone through horrific things, that we will, what we call clutch our pearls because we're so like, oh my gosh, And I think about myself as to say, I never thought of it. I don't think like that. I kind of, my brain is different. I know I'm different. I'm a little different, eclectic, maybe. I don't know. Special. I don't know, but I'm okay with it. But I enjoy speaking to people and getting to know people. And I understand from a humanity perspective, but then I also put the feelings in it. Like, how would a person feel going through trauma? So, I automatically would, think of things like, go get professional help. But there's an internal part, you know what I mean? Like I always preach about, know yourself, get to know yourself, love yourself first. And yet you have to also talk to people that are, have experienced life in a totally different perspective. And how do you speak to that? How do they heal? How do you help? So this is something that has been on my mind for a while, just because of what I've been hearing, seeing, and people go through totally different things. And I applaud the fact that there are those that speak about it. I applaud those that are, the warriors moving forward. But there are those that are stuck, and they really don't know how to get help and come out of, the hurt of that trauma to get into healing. So how do you talk to them? You know, um, I ask that question because I don't get to hear people's story one on one a lot. People don't really talk to me, if you can imagine. You can imagine.
I don't know, guys. He said
You can imagine.
I
You
don't
can,
think so.
I think so.
But here's a few things I wanted to say. Well, the first thing is recognizing that individual have an issue of trauma, whatever it is, mental, physical abuse. That's the key. Recognizing that they have an issue, and here you say here are some things that can change that perspective of them having darks. You say with dark trauma. Think about this: new surroundings. Depending on where they live at. They have to move from where they live at. So that surrounding might still have them have a stronghold on them. So they have, flashbacks. If not flashbacks, then they have triggers in that area that they live in. So, finding a new surrounding, a new place of, where they live at is can play a part. Also, exercise. Exercising is key too. Some people that having those traumas, they don't exercise. Think about that. Exercise can be avenue where they can, release some of that stress or that trauma, running, swimming, exercising is good. It's good for the heart because at the end of the day, whatever trauma they're having, the heart is stressed, and that stress on their heart can make you do a lot of things.
Right.
Also, I got to throw this in, definitely have a relationship with God, prayer. Some people say, well, praying it takes time. But in prayer, it's patience. You don't think the cure is just going to come overnight. No, it takes patience. It takes time. New friends. You got to have new friends. Friends that's going to uplift you. Friends that's going to encourage you. Friends that's going to, help you get to the right places. You said therapy. Therapy is key. Exercise, like I said. And then, the main thing I think is getting the right help that they need for their circumstance, for their situation. And what I mean by help is therapy. Some people might say, oh, this is something, I'm not crazy. No, it's not about crazy. It's about getting the right mental help. You know what I'm saying? And that's what some people need. They need that because it's a neutral person that's going to evaluate you based on the issue that you have. You know what I'm saying? And that person is going to be honest with you because they're there to help you. And that's key to, surviving a dark, abusive place. And then think about this. You said dark, right? When you're in the dark, what does that mean? You're alone. You don't want to be alone. So you don't want to be in the dark. So you want to get out that dark. And that dark place, you're by yourself. You're compressed with all that trauma. You keep it in, you hold it in, and then guess what? You don't get a chance to release it. So now you're nervous, you're scared. You know what I'm saying? You have anxiety. These things like that. That's why you need the therapy. That's why you need the right therapy too. You know what I'm saying? So that's key. So I just want to throw those things out. But I do have some questions for you since you said, what are the ways to see that they are hurting?
That's a wonderful question. People hide things a lot, and they're good at, hiding the trauma.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, let's get, I'm sorry.
I would think that people, if they don't want to talk about it, they basically would avoid, being around others, expressing themselves, being authentic, themselves. I would think that way. And then there are those that hide it by being over the top, doing the most, or, it's a balance in everything. So it's either or. If you're, truly wanting to have, that time of healing, I would think you'd have to be honest and communicate some way. Not to everybody. I'm not saying that everybody needs it, but I'm just saying everybody needs to have some outlet to, communicate to heal. So did I answer your question?
I mean, that's your answer. I mean,
no, I was like, what was the question again?
No. It's what are ways to see that they're hurting the individual? So,
okay.
Now, I would say is that, it's crazy. Some people might not agree with this, but it's true though. I won't say it's true. Just think about this. Just put your thinking cap on and think about this. The negativity that they push out, something's wrong.
Yeah,
the
that's over the top.
negativity shows that something wrong in that heart. Because think about this. When you happy, you show it. But I'm talking about that animosity, that hate.
Mhm.
That, I can't stand that person. I can't stand their ways. Some type of trauma happened with that person. They can't get over that hump of saying, I hate this person. I can't stand them. That's a way of saying that somebody's hurting.
Yeah.
And then you also, when there's an issue, you're always running. You're always running from a problem. I ain't saying a problem that can't be fixed. I'm just saying always running, just running for every little thing. Oh no, I don't know.
Meaning not completing a task, or you're just running
completing
from
a task, just running from anything. Like you said, completion. Just running from anything. Just hiding. It's something. Something is wrong there. Just think about that. It's got to be. You know what I'm saying? And that's some of the ways that I can say somebody's hurting, because guess what? You just think about this. I hear this all the time. When somebody is, mentally, I won't say mentally, physically abused, right? What happens to that person when they're physically abused? It's like you see they run up in there like a shell, scared. You see the signs of them being scared. Like, what happened to you as a child? What happened to you as a young adult? You always got beat up. You always got bullied. Those are signs. Those could be some signs of, physical abuse.
Right.
And then when you think about mental abuse, you always spazzing out on somebody. Why? Something hurting inside. You know what I'm saying? Think about this. Here's another question for you, Lady T. What are signs of needing healing? Signs of needing healing.
You gave great examples just now. I mean, how people's behavior, can look erratic is what I'll say. But I think insecurities, when, you're really not able to be yourself completely and be yourself completely around just about anybody. If we're not able to just be who we naturally are, and I know we have to, be in this world and deal with different type of people. So you're not always going to be yourself all the time, but there's just a natural ability to just kind of flow. I think, that is something, it's something to look at. Why are you just not comfortable in your body? Why are you not, able to express yourself the way you really want to? Why does it matter what other people think of you and think, that you might act a certain way? Why does it matter? Like, questions need to be asked, because I do it to myself, but we don't do it enough to ourselves. So, you gave off your list. I wanted to say something about my list because I just brought it up. Self-care. That's what I was just saying. If we're not really caring for ourselves, like we don't know what the next day is going to bring. We don't know the traumas in our lives that's going to happen. In the past, we can't do anything about it until right now, but we don't know what we're going to walk into. But we always have to keep in mind self-care. We have to take care of ourselves some way, somehow, and really, want that and just seek it completely. So I think that's really important. So if you see somebody that's not really caring for themselves in the hygiene, elements of life, or, just kind of shutting themselves out, those are signs. Those are signs to show you that something's going on.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, look, listen, just think about this. We don't see a lot of promoting healthy marriages. We see a lot of promoting negative marriages that people are broken and people are getting married. Next thing you know, 2 years, 3 years from now, they're divorced. They're promoting a lot of divorce. Yeah. And I say promote, it's not a promoting, but you see a lot of divorce and you don't see a lot of healthy marriages.
Right.
You think statistics shows you a lot. And if you look at statistics, divorce is high. Successful marriages aren't. I mean, because guess what? Lack of communication, I think, is the most important thing about marriages. Or not even about marriages, relationships. Any relationship you think about, communication. And Allison says some get married for the wrong reasons. Yes, and they get married for the wrong reasons because even you think about in biblical times, guess what, there were marriages that were arranged. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays people still do that but differently, because we live in a different time. People say, oh, you got a lot of money, or I got a lot of money, or we can get married and we can work as a team together. It's a
Right.
because you do, some people do say it's a business, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, you got a good job, I got a good job, yeah, and they get married for that. And guess what, not they don't get married for love, they get married for wealth. You know what I'm saying? They really don't care for
Resources.
right. And then guess what, they get married, and so now they get married, they have kids, they don't love each other, and then guess what, in behind closed doors it's a lot of toxicity. You know what I'm saying? A lot of bamboozle stuff going on, I should say. You know what I'm saying? we
Not
we
all the
don't know.
time. I think that people that get arranged marriages, they have to grow to love the person. That is a beautiful thing, if you allow it. Both parties allow it. But yeah, I've seen and heard of a lot of arranged marriages,
Yeah,
and they
even in
still
this
like
time.
India, like they're still doing it. There's still cultures
Yeah,
that do it. So and
right.
they're very successful.
And do you think that and then look, those, and we talk about generational curses, right? There are certain people that, we always talk about this before, Lady T, there's certain people that's not supposed to get married, but they get married, like Allison said, for the wrong reason. And guess what, it creates a whole generation of unhappy people. Your children have children, and their children have children, and next thing, guess what, they wasn't supposed to. So now it's a generational thing. Don't think that don't happen, it happens. And that's why there is a lot of negativity going on in the world, and not a lot of God, not a lot of Jesus. We have certain people that serve God, and guess what, you don't even know that they serve God. Why? Because they're in this bubble. They're so afraid to let people know that they serve God or worship God because of what happened over here, over there. No, that's not supposed to be. But that's their life. That's their choice. They make their own decision, and that's it. But it's crazy how the world is turning. And I talk strongly about marriage because it's something good. It's not nothing. Anybody tell you it's bad? No, you just got to choose the right person. You have to make the right choice. And the thing about it is that women don't choose the husband. The husband chooses the wife. Just think about that.
Well, this is not about marriage, though. I'm just not gonna answer it.
I mean, look, it's all on the same.
You can say that. You can say that, but it is in the woman's choosing. Like, she's not going to say yes to something she doesn't want. I mean, you know what I mean? It has to, make sense. So the man can say, I like her, I want her, and he picks her. But the woman ultimately says, yes, I choose you.
Okay, we're not gonna go there right now.
All right, thank you.
We're not gonna go there right now. I'll come back to that. Put
right.
it in my memory back.
All right,
but look, what is abuse? Let's think about that. Let's think about that.
Trauma.
What is abuse?
Trauma. Something that is traumatic to your psyche, to your body, to something about your own self. It's trauma. It's something that,
you don't think trauma is like a little low over the top when you say abuse?
Abuse? I mean, who wants to be abused? Who wants to have abused life and deal with abuse of speaking to another person the wrong way, abuse of touching another person the wrong way, abuse of neglecting a person. There's abuse in so many ways that who wants that? Who wants that? Nobody.
Yo, Allison said anything that doesn't make you happy is abuse.
It's abuse. That's how she see it.
it don't make me look. It don't make me happy when I'm driving down the road and these people just acting a fool. Just zim, 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 zim.
Oh,
That's
well,
abuse.
yeah. This is the road rage person, right?
Oh
Who said
Lord,
that?
no, I'm not that. I'm not that.
Okay.
But no, let's really just think about that for a minute, though. Lady T, abuse. How can we talk about how can someone heal from the dark abusive past? So let's what is abuse? Like what do you mean by dark abusive past? Let's
Well,
talk about
we
let's
always
go.
do the definition, and you bringing up the abuse part, like we need to look it up. So, a corrupt practice or custom, improper or excessive use or treatment, misuse. So,
See?
everybody's conduct can be proper or not proper, right? And that's abuse. So, I mean, nobody
Have you
wants.
ever been abusive?
Oh yeah, I've been abusive plenty of times.
The-
I've been abusive completely. I am learning not to be abusive. I am learning not to say the wrong things. I am
So
learning how to have patience and not speak harshly. I do a lot of it with my words. Now I have put my hands on mofos,
oh
that
Lord,
yes,
what?
I cannot lie. People are going to say, "Hey, she hit me." Yes. I'm that. I've grown out of that, but I have had that problem. There has been abusive behavior, and I acknowledge it as, yes, it's so wrong. No, I would not want that done to me, right? But I have to learn how to stop. So, I mean, if I think everybody could see, if they really take a good look at themselves, could see how they have been abusive to others. I mean, we abuse all the time, misuse. Our conduct is not always perfect. So we treat another person wrong by our behavior all the time. So that's something we have to regularly be mindful not to do. We have to regularly be mindful to keep ourselves in check. That's a process. That's a
All right,
lifetime
so
process.
okay, I get that. Now you said, let me ask you something then. Where does when a person is abusive, where do you think that come from?
Anger.
You said you was abusive before, right?
For me,
So
I'm gonna say anger. Anger,
where
or
did the anger get built up from? Where did anger build up from?
um, I think everybody has the ego, right? I'm gonna call it an ego.
Okay.
Everybody has an ego, that little self. Um, it's the consciousness that we are thinking is really conscious, but it's not. So that's how I'll say that. But the point is that part of us can be strong. I have what I've called in the past an arrogance, right? I call it an arrogance because there's confidence that is so strong. I'll come out of my mouth and say some things about my confidence, right? And I can come off arrogant. And I know that because I look at my family. I love my family, but we are some confident people. I mean, confident,
Would you
strong.
say look,
I'd
would you
say it
say
because for me, I know my thing is so if I'm not getting what I want, so I'm gonna wrap it up for you. If I'm not getting what I want, there it is. I get angry, right? That's my point. So there's something about my ego that needs to be straightened because I'm expecting something. If it don't happen, I get angered because I'm like, this should happen the right way, right? That's my anger. So I acknowledge who I am by seeing that I have this, I'll call it wrathfulness. It's something angering me on the inside that I have to, put some water on and get that flame out. I got to let it sizzle, sometimes. And I got to breathe through my nose and not say nothing out my mouth. It's better to breathe through my nose instead of talking, or use my two ears instead of using my one mouth. And I'm learning that.
so would you
So
say you said your ego.
it's
You
my
got
ego.
all
That's
right,
my ego.
so if you have an ego, would you put yourself in a would you say you selfish a little bit?
Um, I not really.
But you said if you don't get your way,
But it's because,
get mad.
yeah, but that's like if
So
it
are you
was
supposed to
talked
get your way
about.
all the time?
No, but if it's talked about, we had a plan, I'm expecting that plan to work. So, that's all I'm looking at it as. But I'm like a very giving person, very, I try my best to help you. Like, I'm not that selfish that I keep things to myself or keep my knowledge. I'm always gonna be open to speak and be, graceful when I talk to you. Like that's not big ego. I can talk to a lot of people, but people feel uncomfortable with me, possibly. I don't know, maybe because of me.
I mean, you
But
said it, not me. I don't know.
that's how I feel about people. Like, they just act funny. So
So you feel like you humble? Or you working on
I
being
just
humble?
I said, like, I
Okay.
have an arrogance thing. So my humbleness is like trying to come out a little bit more, because my humbleness means I have to speak less. And even though I talk to you here, this is me and you having a great conversation. I don't think about nobody else, right? And I'm being myself. But I'm also realizing in the back of my mind, oh yes, other people can hear this. So I have to be mindful. And I do have to have some humility with my words, because I have a life with other people in my past. And I don't want to make it seem a different way, or, disrespect, or, tell something that wasn't the truth. Everybody's business wants to be out there, and I'm trying to keep it, at a minimum. But then again, my mouth, it can come out with some things. I
So
try.
look, Lady T. But see, that's look. We talking about uh abusive past, right?
Yeah.
Listen, this all about. This is what it's about right now. Me and you having a conversation, but like I said, I told you before. Let the ones who have ears hear, and let the ones who have eyes see. And this is what we doing right now. It's not. This ain't picking from you or picking from me. It's just we being honest, transparent, and as I say that, growing up, look, listen, I love my parents. Hey, I'm different from you. I tell the truth. Both of them beat the ball out of me.
Oh,
I was abused.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
they beat me
You were
because
different.
listen,
I'm a
but
girl, so
but
it was
look, but
different.
the thing about it is this is that I understand, I recognize it. Was it okay? Was it right? No, it wasn't right. My parents was young when he had me. You know what I'm saying? I was acting out. Some of the beatings they gave me wasn't necessary, but I'm here today. I'm blessed. I still have both of my parents living, and I can tell you that some people will be like, "That's abuse." It was, but it made me a better person. It made me stronger. For me, everybody wasn't. Look, I got 5 brothers, and guess what? They all didn't get beat like me. They went through their storm. They went through their trials and tribulations different than I did. But we all stand in different size shoes. So, and we different sizes and everything. So, at the end of the day, I'm standing strong. Being the oldest of 5 on both ends, my mom's and my father. Having 5 siblings. It's 5 of us, put like that, not 5 siblings. 5. I do have 5 siblings, and only having one sister, it can be tough. And when I say about abuse, I got beaten with a stitcher cord. You know what I'm saying? I got beats with 2x4s. You know what I'm saying? I'm for real. Look, hey,
Yeah,
listen. But guess what? I can live to say that I still love my parents. I love them to the moon and back. At the end of the day, look at me now. I look back at my life and I say, look how strong I've become. Look how I don't let people get me upset easily. I walk away, and I'm far from a punk. I just walk away because guess what? I don't know, you know what I can do, what I'm capable of doing. So I refrain from that. I'm not a big person with doing negative energy, so I don't let the enemy. I'm gonna say that get me to that point. I just walk away. I say, look, I'm out of here, man, because I don't know what I might do. I might lay you down and you not get up. You know what I'm saying? I don't say those type of words. I don't do that. So that's why I walk away. And guess what? When I do it, I come out on top. I don't come down. I don't take down to people talking to me any kind of way. I just walk away. I say, all right, whatever. Because you can't fight. Look, a person can't fight with a person that walk away.
I know.
Now, if you attack me from the back, now we're gonna have a problem. I done walked away. Now you came to me and you attack me. Yeah, we're gonna have problems because now I'm defending myself. When you walk away, you can actually defend yourself versus, and then you gotta look at the circumstance. Sometimes people can't walk away, and but if you're able to walk away, you're gonna come out on top. You'll be in defense mode the whole time. And here we are talking about abuse, and I tell you, we talk about this, Lady T, but look at my pops, what he did for me. He like kept me out of all of that negative TV, and I always was doing something. I always was into something. You never, when we at the family reunions, they said, "What's the rel at?" Oh, I'm always into something because I just couldn't stand still. I couldn't sit still, and even today, I can't sit still. I'm always doing something. If I'm not playing a game, I'm not working, I'm here with the podcast, I'm just doing something, trying catering. I'm always busy. I'm a busybody, and I like to be in those type of environments because I want to be an encouragement to people. You know what I'm saying? So look at me. I'm a living example of someone who's been abused, and now I am telling people how to heal from their dark, abusive relationships, abusive uh, parents, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? And how did I get stronger? Listen, they also sowed the seed in me. That was Christ. You know what I'm saying? I had a relationship at a young age, but then, once I got older, I was like, oh, they released the beast out of the cage. I was wilding then. When I became I was wilding, partying, doing all type of stuff, drinking, partying. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? They sowed that seed, and that seed was Christ. And I was able to, in times of need, pray. You know what I'm saying? Oh Lord, I don't know what to do. He brought me out, and I'm always exercising. I'm always in that gym. You would think I'm a bodybuilder as much as I be in the gym. So I speak from experience. Always having new friends, always finding friends that's going to encourage me, keep me uplifted. So these things that I'm telling people, I moved, from the town I've been living all my life. I live in a different area, different county. The people are different, so these are the things that I tell people to do, because guess what, it can be therapeutic for you as the individual. And look, like I said, I'm just one person, and I know there's many other people out there that's doing the same thing, if not a podcast, but they are out here exercising, praying, having new friends, a new surrounding. And also, I have had therapy. I have had one divorce, and that's gonna be the only divorce I have. You know what I'm saying? And divorce, hey, listen, you say trauma, right? T. I don't care what nobody say. Divorce is serious. Divorce can change your life. It can change everything. It can change your perspective. And how do you recover from a divorce? It's tough. It's tough because I speak from experience. Listen, I didn't think that I would ever have a divorce. I was like, yo, that's it. It's my wife. But no, guess what? I take full responsibility and accountability of my actions. It wasn't Christ-like, but guess what? I lived and I learned. The most important thing that I learned from the first divorce was communication. Yo, you got to have good communication on every level, not just what you want. It's on every level. If somebody's not happy, hey, talk about it. If you don't enjoy doing something, talk about it. Something got you upset, talk about it. Don't fight, don't argue, because guess what? I'm telling you, divorce, man, and don't have children and you get a divorce. Whoa, man, oh man, whoa, that right there. I tell people this all the time. I just told somebody this today. Listen, when you get a divorce and you have children, nobody is hurt the most, but the children. And people say, "Oh no," trust me, they are. They are hurt the most. Not the moms don't think about the children. The father don't think about the children because he out there doing his thing, and the mom talking to the father all type of way. Guess what? Very toxicity, And guess what? The children are hurt the most because now they grow up with one parent in the home. And now, guess what? Mom and dad, if they don't see eye to eye, guess what? There's going to be fights and arguments. Oh, well, you can't come get the kids. Come on. That's how it turned out. That's why divorce is not something and do people have successful divorces? Some do. But we talking about majority. Statistics says divorce is high. And guess what? If that was the case, right? People can get divorced and it be peaceful. Guess what? While we have a lot of men in prison, you think about it, their father wasn't around. And if their father was around and he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do, guess what? There you go. Not saying that's all the cases, but there are a lot of men that are in prison because dad wasn't home. So, when you look at that's a big factor in getting a divorce. Mom's going to always be there. But when dad not there, whether it's a female or a male, when dad's not there, the house goes down in flames. Believe that. Your opinion is valued, but trust me, when the dad is not in the house, Lady T, kids lose their minds. They start the boys start acting out. The girls be like, "Mom," they start talking back. They start wilding out. Yes, kids need both parents. I'm 100%. But we talking about when they get the divorce, what happens? Most judges will grant, if the mother is good, they're going to grant the mother custody of the children. And so guess what? Guess who get puts out? The father. He has to leave. And when he leave, all hell break loose. That's how it is. I don't know why it's like that, but it's like that. You know what I'm saying? Before I keep going on and on, I got some more questions for you, Lady T.
Well, before you go on that,
yes,
this whole conversation made me realize that you have been abused, and I said out my mouth, I have been the abuser. And I'm like, this is why this question has been on my mind, because I have been the abuser to the people in my past. And the trauma that I have is more like the bad choices in life, right? There wasn't any type of, of course, I've been rejected, neglected, but I've also been, verbally, I'll say verbally, mentally, I've been abusive in my past with people. I'm going to put myself as being the grimiest person because I do not want y'all to think that I am a perfect saint. So I'm going to always put myself as so grimy. And even though you don't know me, the people that really know me matter most. You know what I'm saying? So I put myself as the worst. No, I did not have anybody put in jail, none of that type of stuff. It's not the worst, but you know what I mean? But the point is that this is why this question has been on my mind, because I have been the abuser, and you let me see that with this whole questions thing. And so now that I've said that, that's, come to my realization. The biggest thing that I thought of when, thinking about how to help or how can someone heal from a dark past, I was thinking how people need to set boundaries. You know how you were saying that you will not deal with any type of woman that smokes cigarettes. Those are the boundaries. And I think that, people that have had a dark past or have had abusive relationship or reactions with people, there has to be boundaries, positive boundaries that you set for yourself to, know that you will not tolerate or you will not give out a certain behavior to other people. So, that made me think, but thank you. That was a great realization, because the question, I never thought of it, and for it to come out the way it did was a confession again, and it came out beautifully. So I thank the Holy Spirit for that.
Lady T, so here's another one for you. What would you consider a dark, abusive relationship?
Okay, so let's see. Someone that you're with that does not make you happy, like Allison says, happiness is it. But they put you down. Everything about you, they put you down. They don't really uplift you, basically. You don't get along. You're always fighting. You're always arguing, always cussing each other out, and maybe getting physical. You can't stand being around them. Like, that's what I've
dark.
seen.
That's dark.
If you are putting someone down and you are not uplifting them, yeah, I look at it as dark, because that's a big, broad statement, and there can be so many things, right? People talk down on one another. People don't uplift each other, so they speak in a way that does not like motivate, encourage a person to be better, to be, they do it in a nasty way. So that's what I mean. That's why I say it's dark, because there's no union, there's no fellowship to say, I'm with you and I know you can do this and I'm believing you and you got this. Encouragement. There's always taking away. You ain't gonna do you ain't gonna do nothing, all that. I kept it quiet.
No, you good, T. Okay, that's what you consider a dark, abusive relationship. Okay.
What about you? You answer that. I need to hear. What's your answer?
When I saw the word dark, I'm thinking like somebody that's beating somebody, got them stripping and doing all type of stuff like that, mental abuse, not treating them like they supposed to be treated. I'm talking about tying them up. I'm thinking, when I seen dark, I'm thinking you talking about something like that, dark abusive. I'm like, what? Dark abusive? What is he talking about? So that's what I thought, something like that. That's because guess what? I think, somebody just talking to you bad and down is just regular. You know what I'm saying? But you talking about somebody beating on you. I'm talking about just beating you down, punching you in your face. That's dark. That's something that you gotta be like, oh my goodness, you gonna need some real healing from that. Yes. A man that's beating on a woman, and then women do the same thing. Hey man, listen, women punch. The man could be sitting there watching TV, and she very abusive, and they married. Guess what? She coming in and punch him in the face. Boo. That's abuse.
Yes.
Don't think women don't do that. Excuse me. I'm just trying to say.
How was it that bad? Trust me.
But look, listen. Here's the thing. Let me see something, man. Let me ask you something, and be real. Be honest. No matter what, why do women think they can hit a man and think they not supposed to get hit?
Here we go with this. We've had this conversation.
But look, we did. I don't think we ever.
You've asked this question. Yep.
I did.
And you know what? I've given the same. I'm about to give you the same answer. I'm gonna get a little bit better with it. Okay. So
I don't know. I ain't never heard this, because I want to hear this juicy stuff.
All right.
Because that's abuse, man. I want to figure out.
I agree. Yeah. I agree. But like I said, I have smacked a Negro before. Okay. I have not. It's not a smack. It was a good. Anyway.
But I'm saying,
I'm going to answer it. I'm going to answer because I know what you're saying, because I get it. I do understand it. But there is a gentleness that a man needs to know when it comes to a woman, right? There has to be. There has to be, because you guys already know that you're stronger, you're more aggressive, and so you can do more damage. Of course, but that's the beauty of, if you are a strong man and you are able. I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't let a woman beat you down.
Yeah, what? I want to hear this.
Huh?
I want to hear this. You come on. I want you to say. I'm
not saying don't let a woman beat you down, right? No beating you down. But I have experienced a good reaction with the hand, right? And as long as there's no blood, I mean, I think that it should be forgiven. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I think it should be forgiven. It should be looked at like, girl, you got a good hit right there. Because y'all men have no problem fighting each other and being cool. you know. But when it comes to a woman doing it to her man because he did something stupid, you know, oh, you not supposed to do that. You my woman. Shut up. Just shut up. So let's not have this conversation because I can't answer you and make you, you know, hear me and understand my point.
You not going this
I
one.
know.
You ain't
I
gonna
know.
win here.
I know.
Ain't no way in the world, T. You
I know.
just said it, T. That's dark abusive. Okay,
It
you
is. If you're doing,
if
if you're
you
getting it,
if
if
you
you're getting it
slapped
in
him in
all the
his
time.
face, right? I listen, T. That's where it's one sided. Guess what? No matter what, listen. Cheating does not make you go and put your hands on a man.
I agree. But
But you
that
do it
happened.
anyway.
But there was misuse. And then, you know, that's where it starts. A
So
woman feels that she has to retaliate for some type of misuse, abuse. We'll use the word abuse. So that is her retaliation and her anger. You know, she's wrathful at the time to just respond with her hands, like we all do, you know. But it's a problem when a woman does it to her man. It don't make no sense. It don't. It just doesn't. I get it though, because this is why I am single and I will not get into another relationship because I got hand problem too. You know, I feel
but
like, you know, I have to continuously tell myself, you are a female, honey.
we gotta get a
Don't put
bell.
your
We gotta
hand.
get a bell.
Get the
You know why
bell.
we
Get the
got?
bell. The
Look, we
bell.
got no. We gotta get a bell. You know why we gotta get a bell? Because every time you say something, and we gotta recognize you got well, we said recognize they have an issue. You said you have an issue.
I
You
have
got a
an issue.
hand problem. Ding
I
ding
got
ding
hand
ding
problem.
ding 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 ding
Ding,
ding
ding,
ding
ding, ding.
ding
That's
ding.
why I
Yes,
keep to
you
myself. Right.
recognize that you have an issue, and that issue is
Mhm.
you have a hand problem.
I got my
That's cool.
identified my problem. That's
There you go.
right.
Now, guess what? You know what you got to do? You definitely have to start to be more humble because guess what? There is nothing you can do, right? Here's it. There are stories where women killed men, right?
Mm.
Because they might have cheated or whatever. So you have the ability to do the same thing. Your
Mm.
anger, no,
I'm
yes,
not
you could.
going that far. Mm-mm.
So you
I,
mean to tell
I'm,
me you slap in the head, right? You catch him off
I'm just
guard.
talking about my past.
I'm
You know,
just
I'm talking about my
right.
past. I'm not saying I'm doing it now. I have not done that in years. I'm free from it, but that was my past. And I don't want that. So I have to, you know, my humility is trying to come out more often. I'm getting a little bit older. Maybe I don't want to deal with it. I'm too old for this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not young like I used to. But I still have that in me that I recognize, okay, there's that part of me.
So you got
Yes.
so you definitely gotta yeah, like you said, you just gotta work on that. And I think you're working on that comes more of humility comes because listen and
Well,
hey listen,
well, like I
you
say,
gonna
I'm
want to
not
put your
gonna tell you
business
I'm gonna
out
be
there, but
perfect. I'm
listen,
not gonna say it.
huh?
I said I'm not gonna say I'm gonna be perfect and I will never do that again. That's my point. Like I cannot say what the tomorrow's gonna be. I'm not
See,
gonna be able to tell you how I'm gonna react. I can't because I know it's still in me.
so
Like you
you
know,
gotta
with the
look,
tiger and the stripes, you can't get rid of the stripes, but you know, like the stripes are gonna be
but
there.
you can get rid of the tiger though.
I
Yeah.
guess.
Woo! That's deep. Yeah, get rid of the tight. But no,
Right.
T, look, and that's where look, see, that's where your humbleness come, your sweetness coming in. You don't got to do all that. But guess what? You ain't got to get to see. Look, you don't even got to get to the level like that anymore because guess what? When the right person come along, you gonna handle it totally different. It's gonna be communication. We talked about
And they'll
earlier.
be they'll be exactly for me, right? They won't
Right, and you
do
won't put
anything,
listen,
right?
and you won't put your hands on them because they
Right.
not going
Because it
because
won't
they're
be a
gonna be like
need.
this. They're gonna be like this. No matter what because let me tell you something right now. I'm keeping 100. I'm transparent. I tell people this all the time. I say this openly, publicly, and I'm dead serious. My wife know not to put her hands on me ever. And guess what?
She don't
I
seem
say
like that
that.
type. She not
No,
even
but
like
guess what? I listen. I won't put my hands on her. But see, and I think, look, T, but I think about this. And here's my thing. The reason why, and I'm being honest, watch this. There's a reason why I won't put my hands on my wife, and there's a reason why she won't put her hands on me. The reason, two reasons. One, she respects me, and I respect her, right? But I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I'm a man, and I have a mother. Let me tell you something. I don't care if my mom's was married. Some people don't think like this. If her husband put his hands on my mother, I promise you, me and my other brothers, we gonna whoop his butt. Believe that. So, and I say that to say this. My wife have 2 sons. Listen, that's why I said I don't have to. That's not even a thought in my mind, because guess what? Her sons, they will beat my butt if I beat their mother. Because I know, see, look, because I know I would. Man, beat my mother. Woo! Oh Lord Jesus, they gonna have to really get me off of them. And they don't. Some of my brothers don't even tell me, because I'm telling you right now, my moms, please, even my dad, let somebody put his hands on my father. They won't even see me coming. They said, "Yo, your dad got beat up." Oh yeah, right in my car. Yeah. And when you sound, you know what that sound off is? The beast. Nah, but so I say that to say this. I think about the consequence. Lady T, I don't think you thought about the consequence. Because if you really thought about the consequence, I don't think you would have done that before. I'm just me. That's just my evaluation on the whole situation. Because I don't think you thought about.
I know I when I'm doing something and I know I'm supposed to, I do it. And that was just it. So consequences weren't even thought of. So you're right.
That's what I said. You ain't think. Trust me. And guess what? And I promise you this. The person you did it to the right person. Because if you did it to somebody that's different and built differently, oh man.
But that's the thing.
Up off the floor.
That's the thing. I feel like everybody that I have had a relationship with in my past were exactly meant for me. You know what I'm saying? For my growth. And it didn't put me into, of course, I've shamed people. I've done a whole lot of ugliness, scandalous, right? Woo. And I've accepted the fact that that's just my past, but it was all meant for me, and it kept me out of jail. I ain't do too much. I ain't do a whole lot of stuff in life. Like, I just wasn't out there, but it helped me grow. So,
but see, look, watch.
But everybody was meant for me. Is my point. Yes.
Right, but see what Allison said. Some people don't care about the consequences. That's crazy. You're right. Allison, right. People don't think about the consequence, but when they get the punishment of their actions, then they was sitting around in the corner somewhere. Oh, I should have never did this. But the key thing is, you knew there is going to be a consequence. Why don't people think about the consequence?
Because it's such a instant thing. Like, your brain is not even thinking that way. You're in such a response mode. Yeah, you're in such a response mode to the situation that your anger and the wrong behavior comes out more quickly than thinking. That's basically it. No time for thought to really contemplate on what's being done. So, I mean, I'm telling you from experience, like,
from your experience. Okay.
Yeah. Because for me, I know pop off time. Pop off time was just right in my mind, like, oh, he about to get this, that type of attitude. And I'm not thinking. I'm not really taking the time to think. And I think that's part of humility. Humility has something to do when you take thought of what you're going to do, or what you're listening to, or what you're experiencing, and then contemplate on it.
Hey, Lady T, Allison said they react too quickly and don't have time to think. But you know what? Watch this. Hey, Lady T, you lived in Maryland all your life, right?
Yep.
That's why. I promise you.
But
you do that up in the city.
I'm not going to New Jersey to live around New Jersey people or New York people. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not. Because you know why? Because I have a feeling I'd probably be a type to be in jail. I'm too cute. Ooh. I'm not doing it. So that's why I stay away from certain areas. Yeah. So you're right. You're right. Because I already know. I've got like black up in me, and my attitude is strong, just like anybody else with black attitude, right? So I know me, so I stay away. My boundaries are that I will not move to New York. Everybody thought I was gonna go. No, y'all can have it. So yeah, I agree. No, I'll
Listen,
come see y'all, but that's it. I ain't
that's
moving
the.
out there.
I
No,
know
no,
that's real. Don't come moving out here there because
no.
it's rough.
Because
But
all y'all,
but
and look, I don't know what it is about New Yorkers and New Jersey, Northern,
there
it's
you go,
like
Northern.
it's a macho thing. It's a
No,
fighting, arguing.
see,
Well, yes,
it's
yes.
the
Okay,
city
we're getting
life.
off topic. Okay, I'm sitting up here generalizing everything, but
The
it's
city.
hard to find, really nice, people. I always look at Southerners as being more, thoughtful and considerate. I mean, it's something about, the hospitality. We don't have it up north. And I'm DC, I lived in the Maryland DC area all my life. And I have that mentality of a Maryland DC person. So it's like, and I can imagine New York and New Jersey. So that's why I'm like, ah.
Look, Allison said it right. That's about right. She said battle of who's better, New Jersey or New York.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to think about it. She said New Jersey, New York. It's tri-state. So you know what I'm saying? We got the same tri-state. That's why they call it tri-state because we connected. People who live in New Jersey work in New York, vice versa. New York go to Jersey, go to Connecticut. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about like the lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
But I got one more question for you, Lady T. Okay, now this one's gonna be real good. Get your thinking cap ready on. Are
Oh,
you ready?
Lord. Yeah.
How do we save ourselves from past trauma?
Mm.
How do we save ourselves from past trauma? So while you thinking, I did say how I did because, like I said, like I was saying earlier, of mine's, just going through stuff in life, um, and like I said, I'm always just open and transparent. You would never know this, and I say this openly and publicly, right? You know, yes, I'm successful. I'm continues to being successful. I say that because I'm grateful and thankful that I have the ability to be able to do the things that I'm doing. But I've been homeless before, living in my car, and I had a family that I could go to, but I was too proud to go to them, because I had, I was just just living up, doing my thing, right? So I was too proud to go to them. But I had to be, and I always talk about humbleness. I had to be humble. This is part of my time where I had to learn how to be humble, because I was sleeping in my car, and I went to my dad. I was going through my divorce, and like I said, I was, woo. That's what we talk about. Look, trauma. That was trauma. When I was going through my divorce, bruh, it was a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? Just prideful, and just wasn't making the best decisions, like drinking and getting drunk, going to work drunk. Nobody really know it. Like when you hurting inside, nobody don't know your pain unless you tell them. You know what I'm saying? And just going through all that. And listen, if my parents never sowed the seed of Christ, I swear. And now I can tell you this: I would never think about committing suicide, but I was wilding out. I was just doing all type of stuff, things that could land me in jail, land me in prison. And God, saw fit not to allow me to do that because, like I said, I didn't know this, but when you drinking or if you in the driver's seat with the keys and you get pulled over, or not even pulled over, they pull you over and you sit in the driver's seat, the car could be cut off. Ticket, you getting a ticket, and ain't no little ticket in Jersey. And I didn't know that, and there are many days I've done that. You know what I'm saying? And I say, you know, that was my hurt, that was my pain because now I had to get over the hump that I'm not going to be in the same house as my daughter. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have an experience doing that with my first daughter, but in my little one, Imani, I did. And it broke my heart to have to leave and move somewhere else. And now she's over here, I'm over here. That tore a part of me. That took something out of me. I used to go home, play the game, get drunk, and go to sleep. So much, what I'm saying? Drinking was my coping mechanism. You know what I'm saying? I never did drugs, but I did drink. You know what I'm saying? I used to be tore up from the floor up, you know. And that was the way I got over that hump, but some of my past experience, I've been in car accidents, walked away, what I'm saying? That's my testimony. You're walking away from head on collisions. Listen, somebody, if you could see some of the car accidents I've been in and walk away, no injuries, I'm able to, walk, you'd be like, wow, how, how, you know, and it's just a blessing, and so, that's how I got through my trauma is, my grandparents, my father and my mother, instilled Christ in me. And guess what? It was always a part of me, even in the midst of my hardship, but I learned a lot in those lessons. And the most and biggest thing that I learned out of that was humbleness. Humble. And through humbleness, listen, it taught me how to just not deal with that negative energy, walk away, and just don't have that type of vibe, that energy around you. Like I don't have that around me. I don't want it around me. You know what I'm saying? It's all about, let's laugh, have a good time, and move on. And let's do things together that's going to be, uplifting and encouraging one another. And so, through all of that, like all my car got repoed. I had a boot on my car. Yo, I worked in New York City. Yo, you know what? They got like 30, let me see, like 45 to $6,000 worth of tolls from me. And then I got a brand new car. These mother freakers. Yo, they got my car, put me through the rig, and sold my car. All these things that I went through, I'm here to say that that's how I got through it. Christ is what got me through. Listen, I still, like I said, in my I want to say from 25 to about 30, I still was straddling the fence, didn't know what I really wanted to do. But here I am today, being able to encourage others, try to change your perspective, your mind, and pour into their life. And I want them to pour into my life because as we look here and we talk, that's what I'm trying to do and pour something that's positive into other people's lives and change how they look at life because we all know that there are a lot of people out here that's hurting. They're hurting. They're trying to find love in the wrong places. I told this young man at my job, I said, listen, if you go to church looking for the right woman, you already messed up. She ain't gonna be there for you. You ain't going there for that right. You going for the wrong reason. Oh, it's good women in church. No, you already messed up. Your mindset is already on a wrong thing, so you ain't gonna find it in there. Not like that. So that's not what I did. You know what I'm saying? So I was just praying and just going different places and just meeting different people. And there's certain people that came in my life for a season. Some people came in my life for a lifetime, still in my life. You know what I'm saying? And you got to look at that. There are certain people that come into your life for a season, not forever. You know what I'm saying? Because, I heard, and I love this so much. Tyler Perry said this. He said, some people come into your life for a season, but when it's time for you to go a little higher, they can't go to that altitude that you're supposed to go to because they're not equipped to fly as high as you are. You know what I'm saying? They can't ride that same plane because they're not equipped to, get to that altitude. And it was encouraging. And I just, wanted to say that. But Lady T, can you please let us, because I can keep going on and on. But I see that you want to get in. You was twitching your nose and your cheekbones. Let's go, Lady T. That was what you want to hear.
Okay, so what is the question again?
It says, how do we save ourselves from past trauma?
Okay, we didn't talk about forgiveness, but forgiveness has to happen somewhere. It has to be within yourself. Yeah, to forgive the situation, to forgive yourself. I know trauma is hard to, get over and say, I forgive. That's going to take time, but forgiveness definitely has to be, involved because if you're not really able to forgive, it's like you're hiding the truth, of how you really feel, So I think that, it just helps in the behavior of life. But I think also to, a support system, having a support system, build a support system that will help you, grow out of whatever the situation is that was traumatic, and help you along the way to have that support system be there when you are down, when you need, when you're alone or afraid or whatever it is, the feelings that bring you back into that traumatic, mindset. So support system is good. Um, yeah, I think that's what I have for right now. I mean, tell me the question one more time.
How do we save ourselves from the past trauma?
Oh, save ourselves from the past trauma. Okay.
Our past trauma.
Yeah. I mean, when you say save ourselves, I'm like, I hear it, but how do you save yourself? That's like, you're saying that. So I think you have to care about yourself, right? You really have to love yourself, to care enough to have the compassion to save yourself. That's key. I mean, I'm talking about forgiveness when I first started it, but you going through a trauma or some traumatic happen in your life, or you were in a dark past or a dark, situation that got you, always thinking about the hurt that you felt, the abandonment, whatever it is. These are words that can describe somebody, but it's basically saying my body, my mind, my soul was abused, hurt, and I have to love myself so much to overcome, to become better, to grow to be what I want to see myself. The self has to want it. You have to want it to save yourself. So, I mean, it starts with, if you're able to say, I want it for myself. Now, there are so many people that are stuck in depression, though. How do you talk to somebody to get them out of the hole? That's the key, because the mind is thinking of the thoughts that happened a lot. And how do you turn it off? That's another thing. You have to tell somebody how to turn off their emotions of their past, or turn off their brain thinking about the past and what happened. Like those events are flashing in your mind. So saving yourself, it's something that you really have to seek. Get professional help. Go get something that, makes you know that you are doing it. Of course, we're always going to say Christ. I know. You always want to have the spiritual side, but I'm speaking to a general audience as if, I am a Christian, but I want to speak to everyone. So I say things in a way where you understand that it is a spirit thing to want to love yourself. It is a spirit thing to know that you came in the world and created for a purpose, and you have to find out what that purpose is. And it takes time. Your mission is to find yourself and know how you are to be. So, I mean, saving yourself from past trauma is something you do daily, and it's not easy. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. It is something that you have to be persistent and consistent with. So,
okay. Lady T is in the building, y'all. But I definitely want to say to all my subscribers, do y'all see what y'all doing? Y'all listen, I know, listen. Woo! Y'all see, listen. I want y'all guys to definitely tell more people, because listen, I appreciate all the subscribers, all the people that like. Cause listen, y'all doing something right now. Y'all,
he's so happy.
Hey, yo, y'all doing. It's not even that. Cause see, my lady T told me something. She said, if you do this, we gonna do this. I said, oh, I'm gonna tell y'all because we got a secret. But listen, y'all. Because it's listen. I'm gonna tell y'all like this. I'm gonna drop a little nugget on y'all. T, we got 50 more. We got 50 more, y'all. 50 more subscribers. Listen, y'all. We gonna make this happen. 50 more, and guess what? We going live, sit in. This is how listen, it starts there. And we ain't even hit a year yet. a year. This ain't bragging. This listen, because we want to really do. We
Be
want this.
happy.
I am. Because I'm listen, y'all just seeing half of me. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to see the whole me because I'm very animated sometimes. And listen, I'm animated, but guess what? It's the right place to be like that. You know what I'm saying? So other people can grow. Other people have a place where they could come and feel loved. You know what I'm saying? And come to a place where they can talk about just about anything, but be encouraged. That's the most important thing. Talk about anything, but be encouraged. You know what I'm saying? Lady T and myself, that's what we do. We want to people be encouraged. She don't want to be around negative people. I don't want to be around negative people. But guess what? If you come to this place in the kitchen, well, we stir the pot, but we keep it cooking in here. Cooking, because Lady T been cooking right now, y'all. Trust me. Whatever she been doing, she been cooking. You see the number. She think it's just me. She said, "Oh, you doing the work?" Nah. Trust me. You don't get the back comments. I do. I see the comments. I be like, oh. They said, look, one comment, I'm going to tell you, one comment, they was like, we going to pray for Chef Dennis. We going to pray for you, Chef Dennis. I was like, huh? So yeah, so you laughing, right? They said, we going to pray for you, Chef Dennis. I said, huh? What I do wrong? I did something wrong? But at the end of the day, this is a team effort, you know what I'm saying? And guess what? You make it good as you think you don't, but you do. And that's key. And that's what we want people to do. We talk about tough topics, but also the topics that we talk about is something that we probably experience. It's something that we know that a lot of people are going through. A lot of people want to know the answer to it or trying to look for that answer. And it would always be like she said, I'm spiritual. It's always going to be that, because guess what? That's how you tap in to the mind. You know what I'm saying? And the heart. You know, spiritual, you tap in the heart and the mind. You know, you that's how you build up your heart to be stronger, to endure some of the things that you've been through. How can you do that if you don't build up your heart? You don't build up, make it tough, not soft, and you so vulnerable that every little thing you crying about. You gotta get stronger. You know what I'm saying? Because life ain't easy. If you think life easy, man, you be rich. It's not. It's tough. People out here cruel. So you gotta be able to endure this cruelty that people have. People don't care about nothing else but themselves. That's sometimes even some Christians don't care about nobody else. They said, look, I got it. That's it. Mm-hmm. That's bugged me out. People be Christians say, oh, it's all about me and my family. Well, huh? Do God don't even say that about you. It's all about you. It's all about you, Lady T. No, he don't even do that. So how can you say you serve a God that you just be like, it's all about me and my family. That's it. I don't care about nobody else. God, speak to me. That's probably why sometimes God don't speak to that individual. Because guess what? You only worrying about you and yours. Guess what? God is already going to take care of you. He's going to take care of your family. But what about others that's looking for that same love, that same direction that somebody gave to you? And I'm so serious. I'll be like, how they doing it? How they say, they Christians and they do that. Nah, it ain't speaking negative. Just think about that. Like, I tell you, like, there's people on my block, right? I never seen them. Never. They live right next door. I never seen them. They might be Christians. How will I know? Nope. But I do know this. There are certain people you are supposed to meet. I do know that. You're supposed to meet certain people, and you're supposed to have the discernment to fellowship with certain people, and certain people you're not going to fellowship with. You know what I'm saying? But you have to be in a place that God can use you for that. Some people don't listen. Some people don't even do that. I know I was at a Bible study one time before, right? And one of the ladies that was speaking said her next door neighbor was a Christian, and she said she walked past her every day. She never said anything to her. But one day she had a shirt on. It said the love of Christ. They began to talk. She said she'd been in the complex for a couple of years and never spoke to the person. I said, see how that's how people do. Be Christians, be loved, talking about, oh, I love the Lord, but guess what? You walking right next You walking right past another Christian who love the Lord just as much as you, and you don't even speak. You don't even say hi. How that work? And it's not about judgment. It's about check yourself, check your heart, check it. Check yourself. Right, T?
Yep.
Because I'll be bugging. I'll be like, you say you're a Christian. What? There ain't no judgment. How you say you're a Christian? You don't even.
This ain't no judgment.
No.
You started with how you say you a Christian. That's no judgment.
No, I'm at. You say ask a question, right? I'm asking a question, right and wrong. I ask a question.
You're right.
How you gonna be a Christian and you don't even speak? You can't even open up your mouth and say good morning. Get out of here. Beat it. Check yourself. Reevaluate your heart, your mind. Because guess what? You're supposed to be pleasant. How can other people like you? We talk about this all the time. How can people want to come to Christ when people that's in church don't even do that? They don't even do that. And then some people get so into themselves that they forget how to be humble, how to have humility. They forget about that. Oh, well, God did this for me. And now he's blessed me with all this. Okay, he blessed you with all this. Are you blessing anybody else? Are you showing anybody else how to get those type of blessings? Or are you only worried about yourself? Or I got a good job and God did this for me. Okay. What have you done for others? Talk to me, Lady T. What have you done? God's blessing you all of this way, but guess what? You ain't doing nothing for nobody else but yours. You don't think that? T, let me ask you something. Do you think that's a little bit selfish? Or they just focus on themselves and family?
People are strange. That's what I will say. People are strange. They like to keep to themselves because they don't feel like they need others. So I've seen that. So
you always talk about, look, watch this, T. You always talk about the church, right? Right?
Yeah.
Here's something for you. Here's something for you. We always talk about the church, right? But there are some people who go to church every Sunday and do the same thing, and there is no change in their life.
You don't know that, Chef. They might have a big change that they're going through.
Hold on, T. If you watch this, you don't even. No, don't take this the wrong way. I gotta make a disclaimer. Do not take this the wrong way. Okay? I gotta say that because I don't want you to take this the wrong way.
I'm ready.
T, you ready?
Yeah.
T, you don't even go to church, so you don't see it.
Of course. I'm talking about as people in general. We're not talking about just going to church. People have a way.
People go to church, and guess what? They don't do nothing. They do the same thing every day.
Their trauma has affected their behavior. There's people that have issues, right? And they don't know how to behave in a way that is like you or me.
Don't say like me.
You're a bubbly person. You like to go into a room and start talking to people. That's you. People don't do that. And they might have a way of just being so quiet that is their humility in life. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we can't put everybody in the same box. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Look, T, I give you that, right? Watch this though. Tell me if I'm wrong. Just tell me. I want you to tell me if I'm wrong. T, there is something about, seriously, a person who has the love for Christ, when they walk in a room, you could tell. Sometimes by
that's not true.
You know why? By the conversation. Not I ain't talking about just appearance.
Okay.
I talk about it.
I can accept that too, but that's not true.
Huh?
That's not true. You might not know, but look at it like this.
Wow.
Everything that you think is right, you have to tell yourself you don't know. You like, because you don't. How can you tell? How can you say everybody is like this? You know what I'm saying? That's what you sound like when you say that. And I have to be the one to say, no, there's definitely other people that are, the opposite of what you say. That's what I'm doing when we have these conversations.
Okay.
Because we live in our own little small world. You know what I mean? In our own small world, we don't see the true world. Everybody in the world has a different life and their behaviors are not the way we think that they are. That's all I'm saying.
All right, T, look. Remember, I don't know if you remember this. We had a guest on here right? Desmond Black. Remember the conversation he had? He said he had with the young man that was talking to him at his job. You
Mhm.
remember that? And
I
he
kind
said
of
some word, huh?
kind of
He had
remember.
he had said some words to him about Christ. The customer was talking about. He said he should be he's studying the Bible and everything. He's on his way. He should be a preacher, right? Remember that?
Oh, yes,
You remember
yes.
that, right?
Mhm.
Now
Yeah.
look, when he told me that, I didn't even meet the man. I know what type of person he was. And guess what? The person he that was talking to Desmond Black, okay, I'm gonna say his name, Desmond Black, right? No, seriously. He knew what to say to him. Why? Because the conversation that they had. I've never met the person, but because of the conversation, he knew what to say with him. And it was not of any spirit of the enemy. It was the spirit of God speaking to that young man. See, that's what I'm saying. When you have a conversation with somebody, you can tell the difference between a person. Some people, they know the Bible. The enemy know the Bible. He's cunning. So guess what? That depends on your growth. That depends on how much you study to understand that some people are fake, some people are real. Do you have any fake friends?
Of course.
You do?
I think I'm fake too.
Oh my god. I think you're just saying that to be saying it. You
I
ain't
do. I will say everything that you say is not right. I'm going to say I am. Because you know what?
you're
Think
not
of me
you're not being
as
real
Mary
then.
Magdalene. Think of me as Mary Magdalene in the Bible. Yes. I've said
What?
this to plenty of people, so I say it out loud. You know, the one that looked like she had the worst history, right? That's how I am. And I see myself following Jesus. You know, I'm that type. So I put myself to say I am not going to, make it seem like I'm
What?
perfect
I don't
or I
perfect.
do the right all the time or I think the right way. Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm just
Okay,
not gonna do it.
but you ain't I never said I'm perfect. But
No, but
T,
you have a way of coming
I
off where it's one way though. You
okay.
have a way of just saying things that sounds like you're saying it is just this is the way, only way. You can't do it any other way. And I'm like, no, man, you can't be
All
like
right,
that.
T, can you give me an example? Because I don't understand that. If I say it's the
No,
only way,
I
no,
can't
don't.
give
You
you an
said it.
example.
You opened up your mouth and you
No,
said it.
I can't give you an
Show
example. I said it, but I can't give you an example.
exactly. You just want to say that because listen, look, it ain't You could put
I
like
mean,
this.
this
See,
whole conversation. That was an example. This whole conversation.
hey, T, check us out. Though, look, the crazy part is this: when you go in a room, T, come on, like come on, you know better than that. T,
What?
when you go in a room full of people, right? You get a bad feeling. If it's the wrong company, you get a bad feeling. Why is that? That's your spirit, huh?
Okay.
All
Okay. So
right.
so you're saying if you get a bad feeling when you go into a room, okay? Is that what you're
Something don't
saying?
look right. People
Something's
acting real
something's yeah.
suspicious. Guess what? You gonna know. Wait a minute, hold on. I ain't supposed to be here. Let me walk up out of here. This person ain't looking too right. You gonna get up out of there, right? If you could do that for that type of environment, you could do the same thing for a person who loves the Lord. That's real serious. You can do the same thing. You'll
Well,
be
I
able
wouldn't
to
say I
know.
would leave. That's all I'm saying. I
See,
would
stop it.
probably
You
sit down,
capping.
look at
You capping.
everybody,
Hey yo, you
look
capping
at everybody.
today.
How
You
you
capping
doing?
today.
Have a conversation. Like,
Yeah, right.
okay, all right. I'm just telling you my truth, but you don't
Oh, that's
believe
the
me.
truth. Oh,
Yeah, I've
okay.
gone into rooms that felt, weird, and I've definitely experienced it. So, and I had to deal with it and walk in confidently and sit down, observe, pay attention, and then possibly communicate. But I
So,
have to be in that. There's been many a times like that.
so what was the purpose of you standing? It must have been a purpose of you standing.
Always work,
Okay,
always
there you
work.
go. See, that's
Now,
different.
okay, now there's been times in church too. Church has, let's say a meeting or something like that. I've had to deal with stuff like that. You know, I've had friendships that I've had, to deal with when it came to a little bit of drama, relationships, definitely.
You had
But
to, or you chose to. Which one is it?
I mean, I'm not gonna run away, dude. Like it's not like it's not a choosing. It's like this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm not gonna sit up here and be like, okay, forget it.
Mm.
I have run away though. Okay, don't get me wrong, because I will run away from a situation I'm not tolerating. So yeah.
Oh, now you do that, but before you don't run.
I mean, I've done it in the past too.
You just slap people in the
Definitely.
face.
I mean, huh? What you say?
I said you don't run away. You just slap them in the face.
Oh yeah, nah, I'm not that bad.
Oh snap!
It
Look at
was
this,
good.
huh?
I said it was all good.
Yes.
I mean, all the men that had me, experience, they would still say, "Yeah, I loved her afterwards." It was just, the hits weren't, anything bad.
Did they
It
hit
was
you back?
like, I have had. It wasn't a hit. Oh yeah, I've had one. Yeah.
Did you have a black eye?
Did he? He had a
No.
black eye. Yeah.
Oh my Lord! What?
No, but I did not have a black eye. He did get me though, and I fell to the ground too, and I fell to the ground. Oh yeah, I'll say this.
No, don't say no more. I don't want no more. I don't want no. T, I don't want no more.
He did something, so he was provoking me.
What?
On and on and on, and my reaction went towards that face in a way that I never did before, but my body felt it because I was so angered.
Jesus.
Yeah. And then, got out because, we got out. I'm just going to say that. And he got me. He got me. And even his brother was there. So even he knows. So they both know who they are.
Hey, you ain't got to tell them. Man,
I'm not going to say nothing else.
Don't say no
but
names.
yes.
I don't want to know.
But when it happened, both of us, we talked afterwards. It wasn't like that. So I've never experienced anything, traumatic. No, I've never.
That's traumatic. What you talking about?
No, I mean, look, that was his reaction. I mean, it was a good one, but it didn't get my body in a way where I had bruised. You know what I'm saying? It was like a little one, a little hit, but not too hard. You know what I'm saying? But it did knock me down because I think it was like a temple thing. Near a temple.
You had a hold on, man.
I mean, it was a reaction. He knows who he is, and he probably don't even listen. So
T, hold up. I'm trying to figure something out. You said he had a black eye.
Yeah, because I'm gonna say it. I was in a car with him. He was driving, and he would not put on. We were in Florida. He would not put on the air conditioner, and we were sitting. We were at an event, and we were sitting in a car, and I kept turning the air conditioner on. This fool would turn it off. I was like, "What are you doing? Why you keep turning it off? I'm hot, blah blah blah." I'm like burning up hot. His brother was in the back seat. We were coming from an event or something, and that heat was calling me. It was the 90s. It was in the 90s. It was evening time, but it was still hot. Oh yeah, I had a good slow.
Hey, yo, yeah.
In the passenger. Yeah. Next day,
Jesus take the wheel. Listen, yeah,
you got me though. He pulled over. He's like, "Oh, you want a hit?" No, that was it. So,
Jesus, man, listen.
Who cares? I'm done with it.
Yeah, man, look. I hope you. Well, listen. Yeah, you at the right time of your life right now. Do all the healing that you can get. Because please, I don't want to ever hear that again.
It was a beautiful situation.
No,
it showed me. Because I know my part, and I take it as I still have to love it because it made me who I am today, and I see my behavior. So I love it still. I'm not gonna shame myself. I'm not shaming myself on that. Nah, I'm not doing that, son. Nah, no shame on here. Nah, I'm not gonna do it. I'm just not. I don't feel it.
But it's just mind boggling for me. That was like, woo.
What?
You just why? See, like you said earlier, you didn't even think about the consequences. You just said, "I'm mad," and
my heat was rising. Everything in there, it was heat. It was heat everywhere. Everywhere, my veins was hot. Everything, and just the way my hand hit. It was a beautiful black one. In the next day, he applauded me. He was like, "You got me good."
Abused as a child? Huh? Was you abused as a child?
No, my parents were good to me. I'm just rebellious. I've said this before. I'm a rebellious spirit. I've embraced that. I've seen it.
Don't embrace
No,
that.
I will embrace it, honey. Don't tell me not to.
But that's
me, because I have to be. That's who I'm supposed to be.
But you said you're gonna change.
I am changing, but I'm embracing my rebelliousness. I won't
Right.
always, I have to tell you what you need to hear, but I'm not always going to be on your side. I got to have something, and that's part of who I am. My parents a long time ago told me, don't put your finger in that, or don't put a fork in the outlet. Man, I did it and I felt it. And that's what let me know I have to listen. But I didn't.
Yeah.
I still do stuff just because
Oh,
I
you
have
just
an
wanted you
experience.
just that
It's this
Jezebel spirit.
experience thing. It's
Oh,
that's what they call that. I've heard that too,
yeah.
Jezebel. I don't know what
Just
y'all think this is. I don't know
well,
why y'all
you
have
just
these.
said it to
Yeah,
you just said it
I've
to the
heard it.
world.
I've heard it so
That's
much,
what you
but
know. You
it's
said I'm
more.
rebellious. I'm gonna be
It's
rebellious.
more.
I embrace my rebellious.
There are certain things that we have to experience in life. We cannot sit up here and listen to a person tell us not to do it or to do it. It's either if you want to experience life and this journey, because we're here to experience life. I want to experience, so I will do what I want to do.
Listen
It's
to
not
what you said.
about being rebellious on somebody, but people have that authority complex. You know,
What
they have an
authority?
authority complex. My parents were supposed to. They were my authority when I was young, right? But when I got older, when I chose my decisions, my authority was to myself, but also to the systems in this life. Okay. But I can't let people tell me what I cannot do, because I'm supposed to live my experience and
See,
do it freely. So
yo,
it's not a, I hate to hear people say that about, you know, women, Jezebel. I've heard it so much. I'm
I
like,
mean,
that's a shame.
but you said
That's
it
a shame.
though. Lee. Why does
Because
you
I've
said
told you,
it.
rebellious is a beautiful thing. You don't go with the herd and doing
You
everything
said
what everybody
so
else said.
so T. I don't know. I mean, let me ask you something then. I was just curious that I was listening to you, right? And so you do have free will.
Yeah. I mean, I
Oh,
don't know
I,
why you asked me that question.
I mean, because I don't think you said you have true free will, but I was listening to you, and I think that you chose to be rebellious.
I chose to be
Oh, okay.
myself,
But
and
you said
myself
rebellious.
and myself because of my past. I say it because of my past. I have a lot of past experience being a what is called rebellious, because
Oh,
I've done what I wanted to do,
just
not even considering consequences, because I did what I wanted to do. So, and I always still live by that. I
mm,
do what I want to do, honey. Trust me, I'm still the same, but I'm wiser. So I've gotten older and become wiser. And so I allow the spirit to lead me in my rebellious acts. And the spirit lets me know,
mm,
okay, you need to do it this way. Nope, you don't need to do it that way. And still, it's rebellious to others because they think I'm supposed to do it the way they told me to do it. Still, it's rebellious to a system because the system says, oh, you have to do it this way. It's
mm,
still rebellious, but I've embraced it and I
mm.
love it. And the spirit is walking with me
Oh
saying,
no!
come on,
What spirit?
girl.
What spirit?
Holy Spirit.
Oh Lord,
Yes,
Lord
honey.
Jesus.
I know you think that the Holy Spirit is not going to be with the rebellious ones, but the Holy Spirit is with the rebellious ones. Trust me.
Hmm?
Hmm.
He he with the rebellious ones.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
wow, that's interesting.
It
He's
is.
with.
We need to end this. This is done. I'm done talking about
Wow, hey, you
I
listen.
did too much today.
Listen. You opening up the
I did. I'm
floodgates.
so
Not
done.
me. You just said he with the. Well, I don't know. Well, yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Well,
Yes.
I guess you're right. He with
Mm,
us. You know, he wants
You
you to
know.
look. He don't want you to be rebellious. That's for sure.
No, that's not true. And then that's you and your God and your spirit. I'll accept that for you and your God, your spirit. But me
Wait a
and my
minute.
God, my spirit, I tell you, we walk together.
So let me ask you a question. So God wants you to be rebellious?
When I'm supposed to do something or
That's not the
not
question
do
I asked you.
something. Yes, because I'm supposed to follow my
Lord,
free will. I'm
stop.
supposed to follow my free will. That's
Correction.
what I'm supposed to do.
You look.
No,
You want
no,
correction?
no. It's not about correction. Correction will come if necessary,
Yeah, but
but
yeah.
that's all it is.
So look, when you rebellious, right? That means you're doing something wrong. Is that
Let's look
correct?
up the word. I don't
Oh,
have my
please
phone.
get your phone. Hurry up before we, because it's almost time for us to get off. Yeah,
Yeah,
hurry up. Yes, I want to hear this because you open up the floodgates. I want to hear this. Come on, speak it to the mic. That's right. Because
Oh.
guess what? The Spirit is speaking to you.
My app is loading, so it's taking a while.
Oh, it's taking a while.
Yeah.
I want to hear this. Oh, I want to hear this. Just as juicy, y'all. Please, hey man, hold on. I see 8 people watching. Man, hit the like button, man. Cause she talking about rebellious ain't nothing. That's all. That ain't God. What are you talking about? What is she talking about?
Okay, it's basically rebellion.
Can you read it, please? I want you to read it out. Rebellious, please.
Rebellious comes from rebellion, and it's the opposition to one in authority or dominance. And I said, if anybody comes in my life,
opposition mean?
Yes, and I said the opposite. If you are not, but look, if I said if anybody comes in my life and tries to have authority over what I say, I'm rebellious. Yes, that's it. You can't. My authority is mine. I have authority on my body. So that's all I'm saying.
You have authority, but guess what? Opposition means against. So there is good. Watch this. Hold on. There is good and there is bad. So no matter what opposition, so there is good, there is bad. So when you oppose that, you are.
There's opposition doesn't mean it's bad all the time. You're putting it into the wrong.
I didn't
category.
say bad. I didn't I didn't say bad. I said
against.
Against.
Good. So if it's against,
so when you want to,
no, you're adding context to it now. You just said if it's against good. Yeah, you did. We're not talking about against good. We're just saying
what's the opposite of good?
Why are you putting good and bad together?
What's the opposite of good?
I don't know. You tell me.
You're
doing the most now because you're adding more to it. You're putting more to it. You're
only going by what you said.
Good. What is good? I do exactly what is meant for me, and I do it very well because God's walking with me, even in the opposition that other people think that I'm opposing what their authority is trying to put on my authority. So I'm always safe because she's walking with me. Holy Spirit is always there. Yes, I acknowledge the feminine, the masculine's there too, okay? But I acknowledge the feminine. I'm that Christian, okay? I acknowledge that because it was hidden and it's been lied to us and we have been deceived for a very long time. So I'm seeking her, okay? Spirit, Mother Earth, she comes, wisdom, her, yes. So anyway, let's end this.
You seeking? Hold up, you seeking her? Who's her?
Yeah, wisdom. Her, Sophia. The love of Christ is feminine. She's there, hidden. Yeah, it's time to go. Spirit's talking to you right now through them sneezes. Like, come on.
Yo, stop playing with me. I'm looking for her. Yeah. Wait. T, you don't open this up. You don't want to say this, not me. I'm against. When you go against, you go against what? God. You don't go against.
No, you're taking it to a different context, and that's not what we were saying. So let's just do this. Let's say
Yeah. Hey, listen, man. You want to get up out of here? Hey, look at him. He want to get out of here, y'all. She want to go. She want to run. Let me run.
No, yeah, run to the bathroom.
Listen, we'll see you guys tomorrow. T, hold on. T, don't leave.
Okay.
We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for stopping in. Listen, we definitely got something juicy for you guys. We definitely have a guest tomorrow, a special guest.